Just 1 week after the Imola round, the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine fired up its engines on the 4.3 kilometre Red Bull Ring circuit, hosting the 8th round of the season. Set amidst the stunning landscapes of Styria, one of the most modern and fascinating venues in Europe, it unexpectedly faced cold and rainy weather, challenging the drivers. In the first qualifying session, it was James Wharton who shone once again, setting the fastest time of the session with a 1 minute 27.008 to claim his third pole position of the season. An excellent result for the Australian, who had secured third place in both Imola races, confirming his regained confidence in the 13 Prema racing car, with which he had also claimed a great victory at Mugello earlier this season. As per the championship format, Group A was first to hit the track, featuring 15 cars including Coleman Wharton, who had to battle with a very determined Brando Badua. The Van Amersfoort racing driver came within just 63 thousandths of the pole time, securing a second row start. In the second group, Alessandro Giusti was the fastest, continuing his momentum from his second race win at Imola. In Austria, Giusti had already claimed a pole and a victory in 2023. The Williams Academy driver secured a front row start alongside Wharton, while in his group he managed to hold off rookie Pedro Claro by just 70 thousandths. Teofil Niall and Ugo Ugachukwu also performed well, finishing third and fourth respectively at the end of the session.
Yeah, especially going into today, it was meant to be raining for quali, so going to bed last night was never a thought in my mind that would be on slicks this morning. I woke up this morning and there was no rain, so I was a bit like, okay, we're going to have slicks this morning, and yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking since we had no testing in the rain. In the dry. Pre-season and postseason testing was all in the rain. Yesterday was all in the rain, so had no laps in the dry for 2 years. So I was a bit skeptical of what could happen in quali, but yeah, I did a really good lap. Got a lot of traffic in the last part of the session as well, so felt could have improved, but we'll hopefully can do that tomorrow morning if it's dry. But yeah, now it's just about going and get the points. I've done this, as you said, 3 times and haven't won from pole yet, so got to try and turn that today.
Another fight about to happen. Here we go. To the left of screen, Sandro Giusti. To the right, your pole sitter, James Wharton. And we are go here at Red Bull Ring for the first time. A slow start from Brando Badua there. A very good start from James Wharton as he makes his way up towards the first corner in the Santilot car, the blue and white colours. That's Niall, who's gone through to third place. A couple of drivers running wide up there in the background, one of the G4 cars, but it's been a good launch from Sandro Giusti out of the first corner, and he's side by side with Wharton heading up towards turn 3 into the braking zone. It's Wharton to the inside, Giusti to the outside. Giusti trying to go all the way round the outside. Teofil Niall now gets up to second place, albeit briefly. Roman Belinsky in fourth place, and it's Claro, Ugachukwu, Bedrin, Badua, Gilter and Deligny. The rain is getting heavier out there. It's going to be dealing with changing conditions every single lap as they hit the brakes down towards turn 4. Oh, and Teofil Niall running wide. He wasn't the only one. It was Claro running wide as well in the orange and black Van Amersfoort colours. So Belinsky now into the podium places there in third. Through turn 6 now for the first time. We've got drivers making plenty of positions in the background. One of the Van Amersfoort cars trying to recover is Claro. Oh, and Claro's off into the gravel as I say that. Pedro Claro is off. A disaster for the Van Amersfoort driver. What a disaster for the Brazilian driver, Pedro Claro. They're off into the gravel. Safety car is out. Now I wonder who that is for, because Claro rejoined. Do we have a problem for someone else? Yes, we do. Zach David and Ricky Liu possibly have come together, and they are both out of this race. Let's try and make sense of what's happened. That was the moment Claro went off. He seemed to get a wobble on. I don't know if he took a touch as well. James Wharton into the final 2 corners. We resume this first race of round 8 in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine here at the Red Bull Ring. Tipping the car in is James Wharton as he heads across the start-finish line. In 5th place, Evan Gilter in his red and black liveried ART car, all over the back of Teofil now, and he's going to go wide. Evan Gilter got on the curb there on the outside and bailed from the corner early to avoid an incident. Evan Gilter running wide straight away there, and now look at him side by side. Teofil now forcing him to go right to the outside, and they're going to be side by side heading up towards turn 3. Through turn 3, they will head now and down towards turn 4. James Wharton leading Alessandro Giusti, Roman Belinsky, Evan Gilter and Teofil Nau. And with some technical problems, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call it off a timing screen and go completely old school for you guys. I will do the best I can whilst we get these fixed. But just looking at some drivers who have made some places, Maschio looking to try and come up the order. Oh, there we go, we got a car off. That is car 44, who looks to have gone off, unfortunately. Oh, we've got 3 cars off, but Teofil Nile is one of them. That is Yaroslav Veselau, who has also gone off as well. Real shame for him. Off into the gravel, we resume, and that looks like James Wharton still in the lead. Safety car is back out. And on to the start-finish straight to resume this race with 16.5 minutes to go. Across the start-finish line, James Wharton heads now to get this race back underway. 16 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Stromstead once again there in the green and orange colours. Here he goes, looking to the outside. Now is Stromstead, side-by-side action with the Van Amersfoort car of Brando Badua, and Stromstead's going to be brave round the outside, finds the grip, finds the traction, and now it will be a traction race. More places being gained, and Enzo Peugeot is now into P7. Here comes Stromstead, still trying to get past Badua. Side by side they were. He was ahead at the line, but not ahead at turn 1 at Niki Lauda curve. That green and orange livery of RPM right behind, and it's Enzo Peugeot who's going to make it 3 wide down towards turn 3. Here comes the 74. The Santalok driver, Frenchman, now goes round the outside of Badua and finds himself on the inside on the exit. What a move from Enzo Peugeot there. 2 for the price of 1. Rookie drivers, all drivers at this level, learning all the time with every race and every lap. And here we are side by side once again. Valerio Rinicella wants more places. He's passed Badua, that we didn't catch, but we might catch this place for Valerio Rinicella. Flying down the inside now of Noah Stromstead, and that'll be P6 for the Italian. What a performance this has been from the MP Motorsport driver. Can he go and get even more places here? Wants that second place from him. They head up to Niki Lauda curve now. 3.5 minutes to go. Can Gilter do it? He's going to go all the way around the outside. Evan Gilter takes second place away from Sandro Giusti. And James Wharton in race 75 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine is going to stand on the top step of the podium for the second time this season. Here he comes round the final corner, and it'll be James Wharton who takes the race win here at the Red Bull Ring. What a superb performance in one of the best races this championship has ever seen. Evan Gilter will be our rookie winner in second place.
I think more just to keep Alessandro behind in the first couple of laps. I didn't do the installation on the wet tyres, so my tyres were frozen cold for the start, so I was struggling the first couple of laps, but I knew with the pressures that would come good at the end, so just tried to stay in the lead, which we did, and then every restart was really good, so happy with myself on that side. And yeah, for me it's just about keeping the tyres in the window. The last couple of laps there was no tyres left, but I managed to stay in the lead and really happy with the victory.
Yeah, it was a really nice race, to be honest. We were strong all the weekend in the wet, from the beginning of the weekend with the CTP and the free practice. We had no luck at all at qualifying. It was my first time driving on the dry there, so it was really tricky to find everything for the car and for myself also on the driving. And to finish with this difficult condition in second place from 12 on the grid, like you said, it's an amazing result for the team. Also from Sandro with the P3, a double podium for ERT. I'm really happy for all the team and for myself also.
It was a good race. I mean, I think we are not right with the pressure because the track dry quite quickly, but I mean we are on the pace in the wet or in the dry. This morning we did a good quali. So yeah, continue like this and should be
The second qualifying session was an intense one with wet conditions greeting the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine drivers once again. On this occasion, it was Noah Stromsted who secured his first pole position, giving his team, led by Keith Donegan, their first pole position in the championship. The Danish driver delivered unbeatable pace in the rain, setting the best time of a 1 minute 40.768, giving the RPM team lots to celebrate in their third season with their first pole position. Tuukka Tappinen continued to struggle, qualifying 8th overall, a result that further hampered his title fight with Kamara. In Group A, Rafael Kamara had to contend with a very fast Brando Badua, who on his 18th birthday gave himself a front row start for the weekend's final race. A great way to start celebrations.
Yeah, it feels really good. We had good pace here in the free practice in the rain. And today, yeah, we were really fast, 7/10 to P2. So we maximized everything today. Feels good.
To the left of screen, Brando Badua. To the right for the first time in RPM, and in that RPM is Noah Stromsted. And we are go here for race 2 at the Red Bull Ring. A brilliant start from Teofil Nol. He's going to make it 3 wide up to the first corner. No, he's not. He's going to take the lead straight away. The Santalog Racing driver, Teofil Nol, leads us out of Niki Lauda curve and down towards turn 3 for the first time. Great launch there from Niall. Stromsted trying to fight back to the right of screen in the 57 there. He's going to fight back down towards turn 3. Battle on the brakes between Niall and Stromsted. We got Badua there in the orange and black livery trying to get second place ahead of Stromsted. They're all wide. We've got Tappinen in the number 8, second in the championship, trying to move forward, but it's Niall, the leader. Directly behind him is Badua. To the right of screen is Stromsted, and then we've got Zach David fighting away for 4th place with Giusti. Round turn 4 now, they go through 5 and into 6. Niall doing a great job. This the first time he's led a race this season, and he's controlling it beautifully so far. He's getting a gap, is Teofil Niall. Comes now through turn 7 and 8. Teofil Niall clearing out front, Stromsted behind him, and then Badua. We've got rookies 1 and 2 so far in this race. There's Giovanni Maschio trying to make places. They make their way downhill. That looks like one of the Prema drivers coming through. Rafa Kamara, he's dropped back, so trying to make his way back up the order as they tip their way into the final corner for the first time and onto the start-finish straight. Across the line, up towards Niki Lauda curve. In 4th place, that's Zach David trying to ruffle up Brando Badua there. Oh, Niall going wide at the first corner. Stromsted followed him off. We've got a couple of the MP cars going off, a few cars all going off at turn 1. So problems for some of the drivers as they went off into the brakes at turn 1. On the brakes we go at turn 3. And a lock up there. Oh, a damage for Rafa Kamara. He's lost his front wing. Enzo Peugeot's lost his front wing. A huge collision there at turn 3. In terms of the amount of cars involved, we've got a spinner that looks like an ART that's gone round. I don't know if it's got going again, but Rafa Kamara has lost his front wing. There you can see the red and white Prema. Kamara, huge consistency all year, but he's going to have to take a trip through pit lane. Let's find out what happened. So Kamara goes into the back of Zach David there. In fact, I think he's gone into the back of Badua, and Valeria Rinacella collides with Sandro Giusti, and Giusti's the car that's tipped round. That yellow flag is still out, which suggests to me that Sandro Giusti might be stranded. Oh, damn, Valerio Rinicella has possibly come together again with Nanda Vodbilen-Bakti, and Tuukka Tappanen's involved in that. Here we go. Let's find out what happened here then. So Rinicella's got no front wing and collides into Tappanen, and Bilen-Bakti's just an innocent party in that, has nowhere to go, and goes into the side, into the gravel. And the safety car's deployed. Well, no surprises there. To the left of screen, Rafa Kamara's in the pit lane, getting that front wing sorted. He's completely missing one there. You can see the Prema team getting to work. They're going to have to get a front wing on that car. Well, a bad weekend for Tuukka Tappanen just gets a whole lot worse. Teofil Nile gets the restart and the race underway into Rint Curve. Teofil Nile, the reigning Spanish F4 champion for Santilok Racing, resumes racing in round 8 of race 2 here at the Red Bull Ring, and he's made a good start there, just breaking the toe slightly on Noah Stromstead. The real fight is going on for 4th place. Matteo De Paolo in the other Santilok is going to dive to the inside there of Zach David, side by side, and they both go wide. Zach David has gone wide there. Matteo De Paolo was going down the inside, and watch for Roman Belinsky in P6. He's right there as well. Here he comes, Roman Belinsky to the outside of Matteo De Paolo. They're side by side. Will Belinsky be able to cover him off in the braking zone? Matteo De Paolo, Belinsky side by side. Ugo Chukwu in the papaya there, going round the outside to try and take a couple of places. He was side by side with Claro and Gilter. Here we go, Belinsky once again defending on Claro. Claro, has he got the run? Does he have the push to pass possibly to execute a move? Here he goes round the outside. Pedro Claro, that would be a good move there. Good racing room between the two, and Pedro Claro going all the way round the outside of Roman Belinsky to make the move. Great racing there between the pair, and Pedro Claro up another place. This is crucial for his rookie championship hopes. Makes a lockup down the hill, and Pedro Claro up a place, but Roman Belinsky wants that place back as he makes his way round the right hander in towards the left. He's got Evan Gilter. Oh, a bit of contact almost between the pair. Evan Gilter now down the inside. Here is James Wharton. He's now going to head past Belinsky next into turn 9. So James Wharton up a place. That's a change for P8. Are going to see at least an attack here, surely. No, not quite. Stromstead might be the one to attack. In fact, on Teofil Nile, almost goes through. Backs off in the end. This is a wide open race. Rafa Kamara makes 1-2 places, is that? Rafa Kamara is charging up the order. Oh, and contact. Ricky Liu's round there. That looked like contact with Roman Andriolo, and Ricky Liu spins back round in the right direction to continue going again. Meanwhile, off in the gravel, that's Evan Gilter. That's gone off. Contact, slight contact perhaps, and Evan Gilter is off and will resume the race, albeit out of the top 10. Oh, here comes De Paolo, sells the dummy there on David, down the inside. What a move from the Italian Matteo De Paolo into P4. Can he hold it on the exit though? Would be a beautiful move if he does. And Matteo De Paolo, brilliant stuff. He's up to 4th place, could be looking at his first podium. Now makes his way into T4. James Wharton right there behind them, the winner from yesterday. This would be one of his best drives. That drive yesterday, possibly his best drive we've seen, but this would be just as good if he could come through, and he goes round the outside of Zach David. Roman Andriolo is out of the race for him, sadly. Oh no, Enzo Deligny, it's not gone well for him today. A real shame for the Red Bull Junior. There are the yellows, and there is the safety car, and that's going to make things very, very interesting. Here he comes into the final couple of corners. Teofil Nile will have just a couple of laps to go as he heads across the line. We've got Stromstedt in behind for RPM, Brando Badua after that, then it's Matteo De Paolo next along. We've got James Wharton trying to head his way up the order. He looks to the outside there as they make their way through the first corner for the penultimate time. All wide open as they head into the final couple of laps. Teofil Niall heading up towards turns 2 and 3. Roman Belinsky, he's going on the attack here straight away, looks to the inside of Zach David. Side by side they go in towards turn 3, and that's going to be a move complete for Roman Belinsky. Heads through, and that's a place done for him. He's up to P7. Teofil Niall has a gap there on Noah Stromstedt as he hits the anchors. Stromstedt ahead of Brando Badua, Matteo De Paolo in P4, Wharton up to P5, 3 abreast in the background. No contact between the 3, and we're side by side for the lead. Stromstedt looking to the outside of Teofil Niall there as they head round turns 7 now and 8. Here they come through T7. Stromstedt trying to line up a move for what would be the final lap, surely, when they come across the line next time. In the background, that's Rafa Kamara trying to make more ground, and also making more ground. Here comes Wharton. He's side by side with Claro. He's P5 in this race. Final lap to go. Across the line we go, up towards turn 3 for the final time. This is where it's going to be decided, surely. Niall's got to go defensive. Stromstedt, can he sell the dummy? Yes, he can. Goes down the inside. Full lock there for Stromstedt, but Niall gets to switch back. Teofil Niall gave him the space on the inside, knowing he would have the run on the exit, and Teofil Niall gets out in the lead. They're now side by side for second. To the inside, Badua. To the outside is Stromstedt. Badua down the inside of Stromstedt. Out front, Teofil Niall has this one to lose. Into the final 2 corners. He's dealt with this race very, very well. Controlled it from the front after a very good launch, and it's going to be a historic first win for Teofil Niall and the Santalog Racing team, who will stand on the top step of the podium for the first time in one of the best races this championship has ever seen, and we say that for the second time this weekend. It was a challenging weekend for championship leader Rafael Kamara, who, after pitting to replace his front wing, managed to finish the race in the top 10. However, the Prema Racing driver was later penalised after the race with a 5-second time penalty for an incident while entering the pit lane involving Enzo Deligny, who couldn't avoid the Brazilian damaging his front wing. As a result, Kamara was left without points, with 8th place going to Roman Belinsky, followed by Zach David and Ivan Dominguez.
Yeah, I'm feeling so great, man. It's a big improvement so far, so yeah, really happy. The team did an amazing job. I did a really good start, starting P3, leading after the first corner, so yeah, pretty happy. Now we have to keep this performance for the end of the season.
Well, my start was quite bad and I lost P1 to Teofil there. The pace was really good, the car was really good. It was just hard to overtake here in the last sector. So yeah, I was always getting super close in the middle sector, and then the last sector I was just dropping back because of dirty air. Yeah, a tough race.
Yeah, important race, back to the podium after a couple of races off it. At the end it's a championship, so it's important to be back at collecting good points for it. The race of today has been quite struggling. We had a good pace, but I think we were lacking something to win it, and so yeah, I'm happy about third today.
Fans of the FRECA Championship, organised by ACI Sport and Alpine Racing, will now have to wait for the Barcelona round, where the drivers will return to action for the penultimate time this season on the Spanish circuit, promising excitement and drama in what is shaping up to be an unforgettable season finale. We will see you there.